Hello everybody, it's Maria here from Pebbly Rose Paper Crafting. I am an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in Sydney, Australia. Thank you so much for joining me. Today I'm going to be making a card. It will be relatively simple, but I'll be using the Loyal Leaves, and I'll explain a little later on why it's not overly simple, but it will be simple in the end. Okay, so I'm going to use the Loyal Leaves stamp set. I absolutely love the images in this, and I'm not sure if you've noticed, but this leaf here coordinates with the Rooted in Nature stamp set. And look at these leaves over here. So what this leaf is a bigger version of these two leaves. Now, unfortunately, this stamp set does not have any dies that go with it. So what I have done is use my crusty, what I will do is use my crusty Silhouette Cameo, and we're going to cut out a leaf. And I will show you that step by step. So if you want to see in more detail, you will. You'll just have to forgive the way I film it, in that I don't have the right programs to be able to film directly from my computer. So I will be showing you with my camera basically. But I will show you everything step by step, so you'll have nothing to worry about. So I'm using this stamp set. I'm also going to use the Rooted in Nature stamp set and the matching dies, so the Nature's Roots dies. These are all available in the annual catalogue. So these are the dies, gorgeous. And I'm also going to be using the Subtle 3D Embossing Folder. I love this folder, so this is making a comeback for me again. So what we're going to do first off is I'm going to be using a thick Whisper White A6 card base, so it's half an A4, then I've scored it in half again, which makes it an A6. When you score A4 in half, it becomes A5, so that's A5, but when you fold it in half again, it becomes an A6 base. So very simple. I love my white. And then I've got a layering piece of Whisper White cardstock, which is 1/4 inch shorter than the card base. What I'm going to do with that first off is we're going to emboss that with the Subtle 3D Embossing Folder. So I'll bring up my Big Shot, and we're going to have this card going landscape. So this will go right across. Okay, and I will bring over my Big Shot, which I forgot to get, but I'll get it now very quickly. Can't believe I forgot to bring it over. Silly me. Okay, so I've got the Big Shot here. So you need just one, the base, the cutting pad. I'm just going to sit down now, and I will pop that through with just one cutting pad, because this is the Sizzix version. From when Stampin' Up used to have Sizzix as their partner. And they don't anymore, so yeah, so that's why you'll see me using a Big Shot for that, and not the 3D Embossing Folder plate that we have for our other folders. So this is now all embossed, and I love the Subtle Embossing Folder. It's one of my all-time favourites, and it's highly versatile, so that's why I love it, and it just adds the right touch of texture, so it makes it really nice. Oops, I've just dropped the packaging on the floor, and I'll pick it up but sort it out later. Okay, so that's done for now. So I'll leave this to the side. Now with this over here, what I'm going to do is bring up my Stamparatus, and I'm going to put my scrap piece of Whisper White here, and I'm going to grab my Rooted in Nature stamp set, and I'm going to stamp each of these leaves. So I'll pop this over here, and the smaller one over here. And for this leaf here, I'm going to stamp that in soft sea foam. And I just thought I'd do, you know, different kinds of stamping for this. So that's the soft sea foam. Looks beautiful. Clean that up. And then for the next stamp, I'm going to use So Saffron, just for something different. And going to stamp that over there. That turned out lovely. And I stuffed up that, as you can see, look. I accidentally stamped some So Saffron on there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip it over and position it in a similar spot that I did before on this side here. And I'm going to re-stamp it again without the smaller one there. And I'm going to stamp that again in soft sea foam, so that when I cut these out, then they will be fine. And it won't interfere with my previous stamp with the So Saffron. So I stuffed that one up. And I'll just stamp that in there. Okay, so that's now all stamped. And so what I'm going to do next is I'm going to bring back up my Big Shot. And we're going to cut out these images using the dies. So to start off with, I'm going to cut out the smaller one. Oops. Just going to position that over here. And this one's got like a border around it because these are the older style dies. So I'm just going to bring in a piece of tape to secure that in place so it doesn't move anywhere I don't want it to move. And then I'm going to pop that through my die cutting machine. Make sure it's all together. Thought I'd keep the stamping part simple, but here it is, all stamped. Isn't that gorgeous? Then I'm going to flip that over and go back through here, take that off and bring in my big one, or the larger die. Oh, it goes the other way. Get that right. Just make sure it has a nice even border around it. And we'll cut out this leaf. And so now I have the larger leaf cut as well as my So Saffron. So that's all done for now. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my Silhouette PixScan mat, and we will cut out the larger leaf from the Loyal Leaves stamp set. So what I'll do is I'll just clean up my desk a little bit here, and I'm going to bring my computer and I will show you step by step how to cut out this leaf. So I'll see you shortly. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to grab my stamp set here, and I'm going to use a piece of just plain Whisper White cardstock, and I'm going to stamp the 3 leaves on here, and this will form the basis of my template for when I stamp. as well as this will give me the cut file that I want with my Silhouette Cameo. Excuse me. So I'm just going to position these in a way that it will cut without it, without it being an issue and it coming off the mat or anything like that. So I'm going to use basic grey ink for all these three, and I'm going to make sure I'll get a good impression, because when I use my silhouette and I do the trace image, I want to make sure that it's done well and the image, these are well defined. And you'll see why when we put this in and scan it in. It's very important. So I'll just make sure that I've pressed this all in, and it's done a fantastic job. And I'll just give it another press just to make sure, because they're quite delicate and detailed, these images, so I want to make sure that they're okay, and they're fine. I just need basically the outline, and I'm just going to clean these stamps, and then my next view I'm going to show you how I scan it in and give you a bit more details, so just bear with me. Okay, so this is a view of my computer screen, and I'm sorry, this is the best I can do, and this is now my stamped images on the PixScan mat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to then view you onto the printer, and I'm going to scan this image twice. So you will see my printer just here. Okay, so that's my printer here. What I'm going to do, and sorry about the side view and the mess there, but basically, oops, is what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop this on this side here, so some of it will be sticking out, and then I will go onto here and back. Sorry, this is the best I can do because I don't have the computer program that allows me to film with my screen. So what I will do is I'll go to the PixScan here. If you see my cursor here, I go to the PixScan icon there, I click it, then it says import scan image from file. I'm going to use the scanner, so I'm going to use the W Canon scanner, and then I'm going to press import image from scanner, and it comes up with this screen here. So do you want to scan in color, grayscale, black and white, or text, or custom settings? I'm just going to put color, and I'll press scan, and you will hear the printer scanning. So just give it a moment, and then it will start scanning. There we go. And it just takes a little while for it to start off with. So you can hear that now. And if you can see, half the image has scanned. So there we go. And it has a picture there of the actual scanned, the mat as well. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn the mat around. So you scan it twice on a normal flatbed scanner with your printer, or just a normal scanner. So I've just turned it around, and it's going to scan the other side. So I'll go back to PixScan. I'll pick the scanner. I'll pick that one there. And then I said import PixScan image from scanner, and I'll do that in color, and I'll press scan, and it will now scan the other side. And now that's scanning now the other side. So what it does is it automatically stitches the images together. So it allows you to have a full image there. So the scanning part is now finished. So I'm going to now switch off the camera, and then I will show you how to trace and then you will see it being cut out on the actual silhouette cameo. So just bear with me for one moment and we'll get started on that. So now that I have scanned in the pictures, I'm going to try and get you up a bit more. Just bear with me for a second. I think that will be it there. Sorry, look, I've got you on a stand, but it's not the best. So anyway, now that this image has been scanned, okay, what we're going to do is I'm going to put my cursor here to where it's here, which is the trace window. So it says here, select trace area, and we're going to do these images one by one. So I'm going to do them one by one. So it encompasses all of that. Then what I'm going to do is increase the threshold, which is over here, to a point where the image on the, see, that's too much. So you need to go to the point where it's pretty, as dark as it can get. Now this image here as well is a bit spotty. So what I will do here is I'll put trace outer edge, and you have to just give it a minute to trace around this. So it traced around that. So now what I'm going to do is do, this window here is the offset window. So I don't know why, there it is, offset. So I'm just going to select it. I'm going to select offset. And you'll just give it a minute. And it's applied all around here, including that little dot, which we don't need. So what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to just release compound path, and I'm going to get rid of the bits I don't want. So for this, for example, I want to get rid of that. So I'm going to press delete, right click it, delete. And then what I'm going to do is delete this again. I know it sounds weird, but I'm going to select this, all of this in one hit, and I'm going to make compound path. Because what I want to do is I want this to become the new outline. So I'm going to go back to my offset window here and just give it a minute. And then that gets rid of that extra little bit that we didn't want there. And then I'm going to change the outline there to 0.04 of an inch. And I'm going to press apply. And as you can see, the border is now a lot less. So now what I'm going to do is click on this inside bit, and all of these noisy bits are now gone. And now we have one good outline here. So this bit here, this noisy bit here, I'm going to just delete. Oops. I'm going to just press delete. So now I'm going to go back to the trace window again here. I'm going to select trace area. And then I'm going to do all of these one by one. So I'm going to trace that. And I'm going to increase the threshold to the point where I can get a pretty good, you know, as long as it's quite yellow and I can get a decent outline. Then I'm going to press trace, oops, I'll go back. Do that again and just say trace outer edge. And then I'm going to select it, go back to the offset window, click offset. Okay, then I'm going to release compound paths again. I'm going to get rid of this, release compound path. Then I'll get rid of these because I don't want to keep scanning all these stupid bits in. Delete. Click on that circle, delete here, delete that, and delete that. And with this, I'm going to get rid of this as well again. So delete that, and I'll click on that again and do offset, and then put 0.04, and that gives you a nice offset. So then what I'll do is I'll click on the outside, get rid of that inside noisy bit there, and then I'll just delete. So that's now gone. So we have a nice, beautiful outline here, and we'll do the same again, not PixScan, sorry, scan. select trace area, and I'll do this here. And then what I'm going to do with these is keep these files on track there, so I can have them for other projects. So I'll just quickly do that there, and I'll put trace outer edge. Okay, all these bits and pieces here, I'll just release compound path. So all these bits and pieces here, I'll just select those and delete. Oops, don't want to delete that. No, not that again. Let's delete that one. Yep, delete, because that will cut. So anything that's in red, the silhouette will cut. Okay, right, then we select this again. We're going to make compound path or group together. Hang on, we do the whole lot there because they're like all separate. That's it, perfect. Okay, make compound path. So it's just one thing now. I'm going to select that again, and then I'm going to do outline, offset, and I didn't get something there. See, it's got that extra little circle. So I'll just release compound path again and get rid of that little circle there. Delete. So then I'm going to click on that again, and then I'm going to delete that. And then I'm going to click on this again. Sometimes you've got to fiddle, but it's totally worth it. Make compound path. And then my battery is running out, so I'm going to now just finish this off camera. And then once I plug this in, I will show you how it cuts out on the silhouette. So bear with me. Okay, so as you can see here, the Cameo is on. So it says it's ready to rock and roll. So I'm not sure if you can see that on the bottom of the screen. There it says it's ready. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to load my match. You will hear this in the background. And then I will show you how it looks once it's loaded. It's a noisy little thing. Okay, so I'm going to move the camera. So just bear with me. We're still on, still recording. Okay, now put the lens cap off. Oops, there you go. And this is the machine on the side. So I'll just bring that up now. So it's all loaded up in the machine. So on the computer, I'm going to press send. And it will start. So the machine is now recognizing the mat. So it goes through all those bits and pieces there. Enter to unload, and now we are done with the cutting. So I'm going to switch you off, and then we'll have a different view on the table. Oh, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually cut out a bunch of these images. So I'll show you how I do that very quickly. I'll now change the settings from the PixScan mat to design. So I'll go to design. And then what I'm going to do is get rid of this image here and make it a 12 by 12 piece. I'm going to make it a 12 by 12 page and get rid of, and I'm going to put these things over here, and I'm going to save them into a separate file. And then I'll show you how I put that on my mat, and then we'll cut out several of these, so just bear with me. Okay, so what I've done now is I've moved along now to a different screen where I'm going to cut. So these are now all the leaves cut and ready to go. Oops. So this will be on file. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to duplicate this a few times. Actually, I'm going to select all of this and I'll say fill, oops, not these parts. I'll leave these to the side for another time. I can do a whole page if I wish, so I'll just keep duplicating and just arranging them down here. Oops, I don't know why I keep pressing these things. And duplicate again. Then I'll do the same with this one. I'll just duplicate several of these and then I'll show you the cut versions of these all done. So yeah, I'll see you very soon. Okay, so basically I have, you can hear the machine in the background. So what I did off camera was I arranged all of those leaves onto an A4 sheet of cardstock, and now my machine is cutting them out. So when I see you again, basically what I will do is I will have all of these cut out and then we'll start making a card. So I'll see you very soon. Okay, so I have just finished cutting out my last here, so I'll show you that. So this is the one I did with the PixScan mat. So I'll just take off the cuts from the mat, and that's it die cut there. Now this was just to make the file in the silhouette, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep this to the side and keep this for another project, so nothing ever goes to waste. And to see that, it is cut beautifully. So what's going to happen with this here is do not throw this out. This becomes your template then to put in your stamp set. So I'll just leave it on top of the stamp set there, and this will remain inside my stamp case now for forever. So I'll just put the protective sheet back on because it is an adhesive area there and I don't want it to get dust and other nonsense on there. And so when I showed you earlier, I actually cut out all of those leaves. So I now have all these spare leaves that I can use for my other projects and just have them ready to go. So I even cut out these ones as well. So these are all ready to rock and roll. So I'll just take these all out. Take this off. So I've just used some washi tape and secured it in place because this mat is not as sticky as my PixScan mat. So, and sometimes it moves when I use it. So take off all these bits and pieces here. And these are then ready to go for my next project. So I'll put these in a clip lock bag and I'll have them all organised. So having a machine such as the Silhouette Cameo, or even you know, your brother's Scan and Cut, you can pretty much do the exact same thing as well, and you can keep that on file on your computer, or you can put it on an SD card. I've got the old Silhouette Cameo. There is a newer generation, the 4, but you know, because mine still works, I'm going to keep it. So I'm going to bring out my Stamparatus yet again, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this template, and what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to get the stamp that I want to stamp with, and I'm going to position that into the template. So what happens is it's like fitting a jigsaw puzzle. So I'll show you from the underside. This now fits perfectly around that stamped image, okay? So what we're going to do with that is we're going to turn this around and slot it into the corner there, because I want it to be right in the corner. And I will take out the magnet just to make sure it just stays in place. So I'll put that over there, and then I'll put the other one here too, the other magnet. To pretty strong magnet. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to slot in the stamp, make sure it is positioned exactly where I would like it. Make sure it slots right in, and you can really feel it slot in. So my sticker's a little off. Now, I had a pretty bad day when I was putting these stickers together. So it will probably be a little, there we go. Okay, so it's slotted right in. Oops, and because it's sticky, when I move my fingers, it comes undone. So, all right. So I'm going to pick that up here. I'm going to add one of these, slot it in there like a jigsaw puzzle. See, it fits in perfectly. And then what I'm going to do is grab some grey granite, stamp my leaf, and stamp away. It should work out. If it doesn't, oh well, we'll have another leaf and we can use that again. And so I'll just use my spatula. And there we have it, all stamped. Now, I was a little bit off up here, maybe because it was stuck down too much with the magnets, but I think that turned out really good anyway. So I'm going to use it regardless. So I'll put this to the side, I'll clean this up, and then you can keep using your die cuts. There's all of these with these images as well, the same way, and then you end up having beautifully die cut images with a stamp set that doesn't have any dies. If the stamp set had dies, of course I would be buying them, but because it didn't come with it, I can use my Silhouette Cameo because I have it on hand. And why not? If you have a Brother Scan and Cut, you can do the exact same thing, and you have it ready to go. So I put the magnets away, and the Stamparatus is now finished. So what I'll do is I'll bring back the card base with my other two stamped images as well. And what I'm going to do is, this is going to be an incredibly simple card. So I'm going to stick down the embossed piece of cardstock. And I'll just use some liquid glue. Use whatever adhesive you feel comfortable with. There's no right or wrong. Okay, so I'm just going to stick that now on top of the Whisper White. I love white on white. It is just so elegant and so beautiful. Now, with these images here, that's the leaf here. I'm going to put that there. I'm going to put this next to it. I'm going to put that up here, and I'm going to turn this around this way. So they're all kind of facing the same way. Like that, and I think it's a beautiful, simple card and can be used for masculine as well. So what I'm going to do with these leaves is I'm going to put them up on dimensionals. So I've just finished taking off the adhesive backings, and now what I'm going to do is just position my leaves now where I would like them to be. So I'd like this to be somewhat in the middle, a little bit more to the right, and a little bit more even. That looks pretty cool. Next I'm going to put this one on, and I'm going to put that here like that. Bit more up, and then this one will go also this way and like that. And that is my finished card for today. I hope you like it. As I said, you can also fussy cut this. You don't have to use a machine, but because I have it, I will use it and take advantage before it breaks down. Now, I know this is like a little bit askew, but I kind of like that because what I will do is here on the left-hand side up the top, I'm going to put a sentiment at another time. But just to let you know, guys, too, I'm just going to put this template over here. But basically, this has beautiful sentiments as well. You are my hero. You are strong. You are loyal. You are true. Missing you. Thank you. Older and wiser. This is great. This is kind of geared towards masculine, but you can use this stamp set for absolutely any occasion. The subtle dynamic folder, subtle 3D folder, pardon me, is also available in our annual catalogue, as is the Rooted in Nature stamp set along with its matching dies. Highly recommend these sets, and I love that the loyal leaves and this leaves here and this stamp here coordinates, so you can really take advantage of coordinating things and mixing and matching and having lots of fun. So I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial. If you have any questions at all, if you would like me to continue with silhouette tutorials with more details, I'm more than happy to do it. Just leave me a comment below and let me know, or contact me and privately message me through my online store. Use the contact me section at pepperyrosepapercrafting.stampinup.net. All of the links will be below this video. Thanks so much for watching, and I can't wait to see you again next time. Bye!